Hello everybody, today I'm going to be showing you my summer base routine. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. There's a fly in my room and I'm really upset about it. First is primer. Duh, we gotta prime the skin, but I'm almost out of this primer. I think that I'm going to finish it by this month, which is really exciting as a project planner. There we go. And my nose, oh my god, I put it all over my face. And my chin, there we go. Okay, now I just rub that in. And I do curl my eyelashes while I do my base. Man, this fly is irritating. I lost my other clip for this. But anyways, you just rub that in. And then I fan it a little bit. And while I let that dry, there's usually some wet spots that I have to intentionally fan afterwards. But while I let that dry, I curl my eyelashes. You like my mirror? Thanks. Thanks. My clip is Sanrio too. Comment down below which is your guys' favorite Sanrio character. Mine is probably really basic, but it's Hello Kitty. Hello Kitty, probably Kurumi comes second, but I like Hello Kitty and her values, so. But I like that Kurumi's kind of she teases people. And list the reason why you like your Sanrio character. I always want to know why. Something about me is I always want to know why something is the way that it is. Okay, so after I curl my eyelashes, I'm going to try a new placement today, actually. Normally, I've been using this white foundation lately, and I know that's not very summer-coded of me, but I like the brightness that it gives. Normally, I would take this and I would put it under my eyes, and then I would put this stuff on my cheek. But today, I'm going to try something different, so watch and learn. Today, I'm going to do basically the same placement with the white. And if you guys are thinking, wow, that's not really pigmented, it is. I just accidentally left primer on top of it because I used my fingers for this. Okay. Oh, and I also wanted to do it on my chin, so let's do that. Because this is a little funky new placement that I've got going on. I wanted to do a couple of videos for you guys earlier, but I've really been slacking on this whole YouTube thing. But it's okay. And then, okay, I'm just inspired by someone because I saw somebody do this. Then I'm going to take, I think they did it like this, where they put it in the middle. You know what I mean? And they mixed white with the similar color that I have. So I was thinking that. They did have a darker skin tone than me though, so I don't know how this is going to turn out on me. Might be a little crazy, might not be a bit crazy at all, but we'll see. Just blending that out. Actually, I think this worked out well. It's a little bit orange, but that's okay. That's a given with makeup, I think, usually. Even if you have the highest, most expensive quality makeup, finding a shade match, and that's for anyone, but especially people with darker skin tones, finding a shade match is really hard. But I'm gonna get a job at a makeup store, and I'm gonna show people how to find their shade matches and not be like me. Okay, so I got that. It looks a little bit brighter. Not as bright as it usually does, but it's a little more natural. It's giving a little more natural vibes. Then I do my blush. That's on its last limb. And I take this kind of a brush. If you have something similar, it doesn't have to be as short and stubby as mine. But if you have something similar, I suggest you use that. And I put it all on my full cheek, which is kind of crazy placement. My blush placement is really crazy, but it works for me. I put it like a giant triangle on my full cheek. I've done it that way ever since I was in middle school, and it's worked. So yeah, and then a little bit on my nose to connect these two cheeks to give that anime effect. And then I put a tiny bit on my chin. I've been doing that for like a year because I just think it's really cute looking. And then try to be a little bit fast about this because I only have 8 minutes on my thingy. And then I'm going to use this like light blush. I flip-flop between these two, but I'm going to use the lighter one today. Little peachy kind of a color. Sorry I keep blocking you guys. Same placement. Excuse me. Alright, next up, I use these two brushes for nose contour, but this is the contour part. So if you have a brush similar like this, good on you. If not, there are angled brushes that are like this, but they're angled like that. So that also works. And I use this contour in the quad. I'd use a different one for my face. But I create kind of an equal sign on my nose. I shade in all of the bottom. Like so, I draw that line and then I shade it in, and I'll be right back. Then once I shade it in, I take even more on the brush, and then I create that equal sign up here. There we go. And I make the gap thinner if I need to create that really snatched look. Can't see that very well, but it's okay. And then I do the sides very, very thin in the middle, and I connect it to my eyebrow on both sides. And then I like to blend out these lines because sometimes they can be a little bit harsh. Now I use a fluffy and dense angled brush for my contour. And for contour, we're using this orangey shade because it gives like tan. And I do the 3 methods, so I go on my forehead, and then I connect in my eye actually, and then I go down on my cheek and then my jaw. Guys, I'm literally so excited. I just hit pan on this. This is what it looks like. Ignore the forehead, my French will cover it later. Then I use a setting powder, a dense one, and I'm using this one from NYX, not dense, pressed. And I take a big brush and I put it all over my face. So like I start on my forehead, and then I do my cheeks, and I do my chin and my nose. And this kind of saves the contour situation. Now I use both these highlighters on my brow bone, inner corner, nose, and cheek. Brow bone, inner corner, nose on the bridge and the tip, and the cheek. This is my complete